People ask me all the time what I mix Total ISO at. Honestly, I mix it with everything. Water, egg whites.
What the Jay?
Capone, Daisy.
Jay, seriously? Don't.
All right, guys, Dave X6. We are back at the Dragon's Lair, and I have the pleasure to have for the first time on JColor TV, Lexus Redmond. Lexus, welcome to JColor TV.
Oh, thank you for having me. It was great.
Actually, I was asked from Jay to have you on the channel. We actually ran into you at the JColor Classic last week, and you were there supporting someone, and he said, you look great, obviously, and he said, you have to get this girl on the show. She actually did the Wasatch in Utah last year, won that, and she's competing soon. You look tremendous. So here we are at the Dragon's Lair, first time on JTV. What do you think about that?
Oh, I'm excited. Like, I couldn't believe that he asked me at the show. I was like, you want me to do what? I was like, okay, we'll see if it actually happens. And then you messaged me. I was like, this is really happening. Oh, my God.
Oh, do you watch the channel?
I do. I watch almost every week.
Really?
Yeah.
That's awesome. So I want to talk a little bit about your journey. You're actually from Las Vegas, which is not common. That so many people in Las Vegas are actually from other places. You're actually born and raised here.
Yep, born and raised here for 25 years.
So is that your age?
Yep, that's my age.
Sometimes girls don't like to say their age. I guess it's okay when you're below 30.
I think it's okay no matter what. I mean,
I agree. Usually girls feel that way. So tell me a little bit about your journey. You just got your pro card at the Olympia Amateur a couple of years ago, right?
Yes.
What year?
I got my pro card at the Amateur Olympia of 2019. It was out here, hometown win. It was great. Before that, I had been competing for 4 years, and I've done at least 4 national shows, and so slowly working my way up in placing. Before that, I did USA's and got 4th place, and so I was like, okay, when's the next one? Like, we're right there. We almost got it, and then took overall in my class, and then second place in overall for the whole show.
That's a tough competition. The Amateur Olympias, people from all over the world is actually coming in Vegas to that show. So it's a very tough show. I would even say it might even be tougher than USA.
It was definitely a different field because international competitors, to me, they come in a lot harder. So I'm like backstage and I'm like, oh my God, she's so shredded. Like, what's going on? But it was a lot of fun. I met a ton of different girls. So
you started competing when you were about 20, right?
Yes, I was 20 when I started competing. Saw my first show when I was like 11.
Tell that story because it's a great story.
So I actually saw my aunt compete out here in, I think it was 2007. She competed at the Jay Cutler, and she did figure. So I was like, okay, I want to be like her. I was like very shy and lacking that confidence, and watching her go throughout her whole prep and how it changed her, I was like, I want to be like that. And so I would go to the gym with her when I was able to and followed her diet. It wasn't until I left for college that I actually got serious about it. And so.
How cool. Was she actually supportive of you wanting to train and work on your body?
Oh my God, she loved it. She loved having like a little workout buddy with her. And even to this day, I go and get her and we go work out. Or she'll like text me like, hey, I'm on my way to spin. Are you coming? I'm like, yeah, I'm going with you. So
she must be a huge fan of yours. I mean, making it all the way to winning the Amateur Olympia and then doing the Open Olympia after that. She must be such a huge fan.
She is. She doesn't. I don't think she knows how much she impacted my life. But
Did you ever tell her?
I try to, but I don't think
she just told her now.
Yeah, I know. She'll watch the video, but it's been like a huge impact to me, and I'm so grateful that she showed me this because it's completely changed my life. This is my life. So.
I know. I was asking you, what you're doing for work. You actually immersed in fitness and bodybuilding. You actually train people for a living. Talk a little bit about what you do on a day-to-day to support yourself.
So, I mean, originally my goal was to be a doctor. I always wanted to help people. And when I started competing, I was working with my trainer. And I learned that there was a different way that I could help people. And I could get it to the point before they're actually in the hospital.
They're sick.
Yeah, before they're in the hospital. So I went and got certified through ISSA. I have 7 different certs, and I've been now training at the UFC Fit Gym over on Centennial and Ann.
I heard it's a great gym.
It's amazing, open concept, very spacious. You really don't have to wait for any equipment, and there are a ton of amazing coaches over there. So I'm working with a bunch of clients to help them, not end up in the hospital, bettering themselves, helping them understand their fight and why they want to do what they want to do.
So being an Olympian and being, as good as you are, a professional athlete, so does that help finding clients? I mean, I'm sure the gym would be really proud, first of all, of your achievement, but also to have an actual pro on staff. It's kind of good for the gym, right?
I think it's very good for the gym. I hope they think
Do you
so.
appreciate it?
I think they do.
Are they telling you? Make sure that you watch this video.
I was like, we're going to work on that. No, they do appreciate me. And my boss, my fitness director, he's amazing, and they're super supportive. They're always wondering, when's your next show? The CEO of UFC Fit came up last weekend, and he was like, hey, make sure you're tagging me in all your stuff. I want to know how you're progressing and everything. Wow. So they're all rooting for me. I love my coworkers.
So they're good about letting you eat your meals and all that stuff too?
Yes and no. If I have another coworker bring donuts in the break room, I'm going to lose my mind.
Yeah, you can't help that. But, I mean, they're good about letting you take your meal break and all that stuff. Yeah.
They're very understandable, and even the clients. So they're like, when I'm doing my starter sessions, and they're like, did you have your meal already? I'm like, are you checking up on me?
I love that. That's important because, when you don't have, I was asking you off camera if you have a sponsor yet, and you don't as of yet. That could change, but when you actually have to work for a living, what you're doing as a career, it's important if they're making it easy or not for you. Because some jobs, they don't understand, and they don't really want, you have to actually eat your meal in the bathroom cold. You know what I mean? I've heard stories like that.
I've had to do that. Yeah? So previously I was a cocktail waitress. And
there you go. There you go.
You're not
1 minute. Yeah.
No, you're not allowed to leave the floor. So not even for a bathroom break, but we would have to sneak away, eat our food and everything. But now it's a lot easier. But everyone's thinking, this is a great job for you. I'm like, well, right now it's an expensive hobby. We're working my way up to getting more known, and so I can do this on an everyday basis and just compete because I love this. So
yeah. So as of right now, all your expenses are of your own. So traveling, all that stuff, that's all on you.
My suit is handled through Toxic Angel.
Oh, nice.
They sponsor me. We're still looking for supplement companies and meal prep and stuff like that. So,
nice.
Yeah.
Well, one sponsor, the suits are really expensive, so that helps.
Yes.
Right?
But
how much is a suit? I'm hearing something like $800-900. Am I right?
So you can average anywhere from $250 all the way to $1,500 for a suit.
There you go. Wow.
Yeah, but
expensive. Yeah, and their hair and the makeup, and it's never ending for you guys.
I was the guys have it easy.
I know. Just the color.
If you want to compete as a bikini competitor, figure any women's, expect to at least do 5,000.
Wow, you gotta really love it.
That's 5,000 for show day. That's not including your gym membership, your groceries, and all that.
Oh my God! Wow, you gotta really love it. Yeah. So we're about, as of right now, I think 18 or 17 days from the Pittsburgh Pro, which is going to be your second pro show, correct?
It would actually be my...
Not counting the Olympia. Right?
It'll be show number 5.
Oh, okay.
Fifth pro show.
So tell me the shows you've done as a pro.
My first show was Legends Classic in February last year.
Right.
Took 3rd place.
Okay.
Then I competed at Wasatch, where I earned my qualification for Olympia.
Okay.
Then I did the Tahoe Pro Show out in California, Nevada area.
Yeah.
Yep. And then the Olympia. And now we're going to Pittsburgh.
Nice. And what did you do at the Olympia for the first time?
I took 31st place, I believe.
Out of over 40 girls.
Yeah.
And I'm mentioning it now because I want people to remember this interview for the next Olympia, so we can actually see. I'm sure.
Yes, how we progressed and everything. But last year it was stacked. It was so many girls, and I don't think I've ever seen so many lines for call outs and everything. But
tell me about your first Olympia experience. Tell me what it was for you and how did you get a chance to actually take it in, or was it all nerves? Or tell me how it was for you.
So, it was kind of crazy how everything got switched around. So I remember I was doing my cardio. It was 4 p.m. I'm on the Stairmaster, and I'm scrolling through Instagram, and all of a sudden I see Olympia's moved to Florida, and I'm like, wait, what?
4 weeks out.
Yeah, mid-cardio. I'm like, all right, looking through Expedia. I'm trying to find my flights and everything. Message my coach. I'm like, hey, we're going to Florida now. Flights are already handled, hotels good. And he's like, all right, well, we got this. And I flew to Florida an extra day early because I've actually only traveled out of Nevada for one of my shows.
Okay.
So I didn't know how my body was going to react to the change.
It's a long flight.
Yeah. But we didn't hold as much water. So that was kind of fine. Got to do a little bit of exploring, but it was still like quarantine, so nothing was really open.
What a year, huh?
Yeah. I'm like, it would have been great to like actually experience, Disneyland or Disney World and everything. But the whole experience itself, I couldn't believe it. Like, I finally made it to the O, walking around like the venue and going to the Olympia sign where the big letters are. I'm like, this is really happening. We're competing on this stage, the biggest stage in life. So there was that. And then the backstage experience, it's so different from like amateurs.
How so?
Everyone's so friendly.
Really? I was going to ask you. That was gonna be your next question.
Yeah, everyone is so friendly and supportive. In amateurs, it's like everyone kind of has their own little groups, and I don't know.
Click.
Yeah. I don't know if they're like nervous to talk to people, or they really just, oh, that's my competitor, I don't really want to speak to her. But we're backstage dancing. You have girls like, hey, I know we're competing against each other, but I don't have anybody out in the audience for me. So while I'm on stage, do you mind if you like root my name? So we're backstage screaming each other's name and everything. I can't believe like how amazing each of these women were. So there was that, and then afterwards, I did get to enjoy some food at Universal Studios. Went and had a burger, lots of fries.
How was that?
It was amazing. And then, of course, my cookie dealer sponsored the Olympia, so we all got cookies.
Thank you, Juan. Shout out to Juan Morale.
Yeah, I was like, my coach gave me all his cookies.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, and his wife. You made it to the Olympia so very quickly. You have a very fast rise in the industry, which is great. Does that put pressure for you to keep doing so well all the time? Because when you rise very quickly like that, people are sort of like expecting you to be like an overachiever, I guess, a little bit, and someone that's like a prodigy. How do you take that? Is that good pressure? Is that bad pressure?
I never really thought about it like that. Yeah, it would seem like it's a lot of pressure. But I'm a type A person, so I'm going to constantly want to succeed. But it's only going to make me want to push that much harder if people are rooting for me and they're in my corner. So,
how have your so has your social media presence, greatly expanded since the Olympia and all stuff? I'm sure you have a lot of people following you. After
Olympia, I definitely shot up a ton on Instagram, so that was kind of fun watching all that. I didn't really notice it until we were doing the Meet the Olympians, like how known I was. I actually had people coming up to me from different countries, and they were like, oh, I've been following you forever. And I'm like,
isn't that weird?
Yeah, I was like, you've been doing what? I'm like, oh my God, I appreciate that. I was like, I'm in tears, she's in tears. We're both like hugging it out. I'm like, oh, this is real.
That is awesome. I'm so glad. How can people actually get a hold of you if they want to? We're going to give you an Instagram and stuff, but what is the best way for people to get a hold of you if they want to hire you as a coach, or if they want to go to your gym and have them you train them? How does that work when you get new clients?
So they can either message me on my Instagram, or they can email me at lexus.redmond or lexus.redmond@gmail.com.
Okay.
I answer my emails all the time. It's the quickest way to get a hold of me.
How do you get new people? Does the gym feed you new customers, or they actually find you and seek you out and just hire you, go where you are?
It's both ways. So when people join the gym, we offer a starter session, and they get to pick or let the coaches know what their goal is, and then they would best fit them which coach they like. And if they already have someone in mind, they'd be like, oh, I want to work with this person. But we still go out and we try to get our own clients and everything.
How many coaches do you guys have at the gym? I'm just curious.
We have 17 coaches at our gym.
Wow, okay.
Yeah.
It's a big gym.
It is. It's huge. We have 2 gyms in Las Vegas. So there's one over in the Silverado area.
Okay.
And then they're supposed to be opening up potentially 12 more in Las Vegas.
So how many years have you been doing the personal training thing?
For 7 years.
Oh, 7 years. Okay.
Yeah.
And why did you switch from doing the previous job to that one? You just wanted to do bodybuilding thing?
Well,
that was even before you started competing.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I've always liked working in the gym and everything, so helping people do that was amazing. I still want to pursue the career in medical, but with COVID, everything kind of got like shut down, so it messed up my internships and everything.
I like where you're going with it, though. I think it's a good thing to basically see this as a preventative.
Yeah.
Before people get sick, before they have high cholesterol and diabetes and all that stuff, if you teach them to take care of their body, then they don't have later on
Yeah,
problems.
then you're not in the hospital, so
I kinda like it.
yeah, that's the goal.
What do you want to do with this whole fitness / bodybuilding thing? What's the ultimate goal for you?
So we learned during one of our trainings that as more gyms are increasing, the number of obesity is not decreasing. I want to help.
Really?
Yeah, it's still going up. So how are we opening more gyms, but numbers aren't dropping for that? So I know this sounds crazy, but I want to help change the world through fitness. I want to make the world healthier. So if I can do that through this, we're good.
Miss Olympia?
Miss Olympia.
I love it. Well, you're only 25 years old, so you have a lot of time ahead of you. I think you have a great attitude. You radiate of positivity, which is very important for the sport. The people at the top, and I'm sure that the people in charge will agree with that, have to have this aura and this positivity, so people are actually drawn to them and inspired. The inspiration is very important.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it's how I got into the sport. It's how many of the competitors got in.
Yeah.
You need something to look up to and get you through. I mean, we're not going to be there waking you up every morning, hey, go to the gym, get up, meal prep. But if you can see that even we're pushing through it and make it that much easier for you, it's good.
Yeah. Talk about your coach. You said you work with someone, so can you mention who it is?
So my coach is Dave Strickler. He's out in Reno, Nevada.
Okay.
I've been working with him for 2 years now. And then he actually runs the team Absolute Physique, and so we're working with that.
Didn't you tell me you got your pro card without any coach?
So I had a coach for the 3 years before that,
Okay.
and we were working. Made it all the way to the USA's 2019,
Okay.
and then I got ghosted from my coach.
Ghosted.
Yeah, like
Okay.
he just stopped talking.
Disappeared.
Stopped talking to me. I
What
mean,
did you do?
I was confused. I mean, we were supposed to be doing the next national show, so he had booked my flight and my hotel, and we were all good. We were heading to North Americans, I believe it was. And then 2 days later, he was like, "Hey, cancel your reservations."
Oh, wow.
And I couldn't say anything because it was his money, and I didn't want to be disrespectful.
Wow.
So I did, but I never got an explanation on why.
Wow.
And so my feedback from USA is don't lean over too far. That was my only feedback. I missed my pro card because I was leaning too far forward in my back pose.
Okay.
So I'm like, why not do the next show if I can just fix that? But he's pulling me out of a show, so apparently he didn't think I was ready. So I had a whole meltdown, freaked out, body, took the cortisol and everything, and got all puffy. Went and got a DEXA scan to figure out what if it was actually weight gain or just water. Then I just worked my way down and had to do what I had to do until I could get to the next national show, which was Amateur Olympia, and
And you won.
I did without a coach.
I would have loved to know what he thought about that. Oh, you heard about it?
I saw him the day after I won my pro
What'd he
card.
say?
That I pretty much did what he wanted me to do anyway.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Well, there you go.
yeah,
And this new coach is good. You guys work well together.
he's great. He's like a father figure to me.
Nice. It's important, the guidance.
It is. So
Someone that cares. Lexus, thank you so much for coming on JTV. This is hopefully the first one of many. I would love to get you back on the channel once you qualify for the Olympia.
Yes.
So road to the Olympia. How's that sound?
yeah, in 15 days.
All right. So Dave Max 6 for Jack TV with Lexus Redmond, and we're out.